All right, it's Ron Goodall from FightHype.com. I'm here with Kevin Newman. How's it going?
Good, man, good.
First and foremost, how excited are you to be coming back August 5th?
I'm excited, man. I can't wait. Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz is going to be a huge card, one of the biggest cards of the year. And, we're looking for a solid opponent, and I think we got one in mind, so we're just working on that. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Seeing the fact that you've had a lot of great performances, what's going to be a little bit different in this fight that's going to be different, compared to your last fights?
I can't say what's exactly going to be different, but I know that I'm getting better each and every day. A lot more experience than in the past with big cars. So I'm just looking forward to it. Man. Just looking forward to going out there and just shining.
Seeing the fact that Jake Paul's suffering his first loss and he's going to be facing, Nate Diaz, there's been some criticism that he's going back to an MMA fighter. Just what's your thoughts on the fight, and do you think those warrant the criticism that fight gets?
People got to understand, what Jake's doing is not normal. Regardless of how you look at it, him fighting MMA fighters, boxers, whatever the case may be, this guy had no boxing amateur background really, I think, except for maybe 2 fights. He's been doing this all of 4 years? He's fighting top, former top level fighters, whether it be, UFC or whatever the case may be. But these guys are former champions, and you don't just get to being a world champion in any sport by not being good at what you do. So with the little experience that he's had, he's still fighting top level guys. They may be a little older or whatever the case may be, but that's still a tall task for an inexperienced guy. And what he's doing for the game of boxing, in my opinion, is great. He's putting women's boxing on the map more, giving more opportunities to up-and-coming fighters and guys who've been in the game, just looking for a shot like myself. So I love what he's doing. He's a good friend of mine, and I'm just happy to be a part of the event.
Doing the whole most valuable promotion. You have an Ashton Silva fight this week. And you're being able to be showcased on that card is really great. And, you've been around boxing for so long, and a lot of these people are your peers, and you guys are coming up. Seeing one of your great peers defended his title, undisputed still against Vasiliy Lomachenko. You were there. What's your honest first thoughts on the fight?
It was a great fight. It was entertaining. It was a close fight. It was competitive. I'm extremely happy for Devin. If people know our story, they know that's my brother. We started boxing together basically around the same time at Richard Steele's gym back when he was 7 and I was 16, and I took him to his first amateur fight. He called me early in the morning at 7 in the morning, Kevin, you gonna come pick me up? I used to take him home from the gym every single day. So we were really, really close. Even though there was an age gap, he was always, advanced for his age. So in the gym, he was my little brother, and he's still my little brother. He's undisputed lightweight champion of the world, one of the best fighters pound for pound in the world, and he proved that, with the whole crowd. Everybody was against him going in. Loma was the fan favorite, but he went out there and he closed the show. To me, there was it was some close rounds, but Loma didn't come take it from the champ. And in my opinion, you got to come take the belts from the champ. He didn't come do that. There was close rounds, that are going to be given to the champ, but I feel like Devin's body work and stuff like that slowed things down early on, because Loma tried to start off pretty quick and things like that. But it was a great fight from both guys. To me, nothing wrong with the scores. 115, 113. That's about how I had it. Devin closed the show in the 12th round. Loma had a big 11th round. But Devin didn't lay down. His will to win was stronger than Loma's, because coming off such a good 11th round for Loma, and knowing that he's not the champ, and for him to let off the gas or claim he let off the gas, I think that's bullshit. You don't let off the gas if you're not the champ and you think you've done enough. No, you go out there and go finish the fight. You finish what you're supposed to do, and that's what Devin went out there and did. And all these people saying he got robbed and things like that, I think it's a lot of hate towards Devin. They see young kid and flashy, living life, enjoying life, and it's kind of like he almost has that Floyd effect, in a sense, where it's like they want to see him lose. They don't want to see him win. And Devin's a good kid, but he should embrace it and use it as fuel, and just take it all in. Take everything that everybody's saying in. Just take it all in. Everybody, good, bad, whatever it is, and just use that shit as fuel. But it was a great fight, competitive fight. Loma had good spots. I think he was throwing a lot of punches. Some stuff was landing, some wasn't. Devin, he pivoted good with Loma. He didn't just stay in front of him, you know, and things like that. And he didn't get his jab off like he wanted to, but he made adjustments. And, you know, so I think he fought a great fight, and I think it was a great fight.
You know, like you said, embraced. He put on Instagram, undisputed villain, you know. In this case, you know, it seemed like he probably would have had a better experience fighting Loma in Australia than here, because it seemed like the hostile territory would have probably not been as bad over there.
Right.
Just going in the trajectory of his future. I know a lot of people have expectations of him fighting Shakur or Gervonta Tank Davis, but, you know, that weight cut, being only 24, and do you see him having to stay one more time to get that respect, you know, because people felt the Lomachenko fight was very competitive, or he can go to 140 and just go on from there?
Well, I mean, I feel like that's all on him, you know, and I feel like, do I think he needs to stay for respect? No, just keep beating these guys. Keep beating whoever they put in front of you. When the time comes for him to fight Shakur, you beat him. When the time comes for him to fight Tank, you beat him too. And you just keep doing what you're doing. That doesn't, if you outgrown the weight class or outgrown it, which he has, you know, then you go up to 140. And if Loma's a little man, but if he wants to come up, and then, okay, cool, do it again. And then, you know, I mean, I just feel like he won the fight. You know, he has all the belts. He can do whatever he wants to do. You know, personally, I'm a competitive person, but if I feel like I won truly, then, you know, I'm going to go ahead and go do something else. I'm going to go ahead and try and go take over 140, you know, if I'm in Devin's shoes, especially knowing what he had to go through to make the weight. I'm going to 140, and then I'll see, you know, Tank, and I'll see Shakur up there.
You know, lastly, Ron, about the interview, just going back to you, August 5th, big card, Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz. What can they expect when they tune in on the DAZN pay-per-view?
You know, well, for me, you're gonna see a spectacular performance. That's what I aim to do every time I go out. You know, and me and Roy, we talked about some things. You know, he's my head trainer, and we're gonna do things, switch things up a little bit. You know, but the mentality of this camp is going to be a lot different, you know, and I think it's going to pay dividends, you know, tremendously, no matter who I fight. You know, people know, they see the talent, they see what I could do, but, you know, I'm trying to go out there and put it all on display and let it all hang out, you know, August 5th on such a huge card, and you know, make my name in the 168-pound weight division.
Awesome. What can they follow you at?
At Kevin Newman _II on Instagram and Twitter.
Awesome. Appreciate it, champ.
Thank you.